And hello there, folks. Welcome to the final 10-lap segment here to finish out what's been an exciting 6th annual NNSCRA Royal Rumble race. We are getting set now to find out who is going to be the winner of this event. 80 drivers entered, only 5 remain in this event to try and win, which has been the longest and the most drivers ever to participate in an NNSCRA Royal Rumble event. We have 3 drivers making their Royal Rumble debut that are in the hunt. Joseph Srigley in the 05, JT Bryan in the 22, John Arndt in the 90. We have the first ever Royal Rumble winner, Aaron Williams in the 78, and the last ever Snickers Cup Series champion, Jessica Shelton, in the 94. In this race, it's anything goes. There are no eliminations. The drivers have no damage. If they're spun out, they can try and continue. It's first to the line, winner take all at the end of this 10 laps. Without further ado, let's go down trackside and fire them up.
Drivers, start your engines.
So here we go. The out-of-bounds rules do not apply here in this final 10-lap segment. If a driver is spun out, say, and goes beneath the yellow line, they're still eligible. Everybody is eligible until they cross the line to finish out this race. It's going to be an ultimate risk reward. Do you risk the opportunity of winning this thing to try and eliminate one of your opponents early? Try and put them way back so that way they cannot possibly catch up. Or do you all work together and let all heck break loose in the final few laps? Only 2 of these drivers in this field have previous Royal Rumble experience. Aaron Williams and Jessica Shelton. Aaron Williams, however, it's been a long time since he's participated in one of these events. Getting ready to go here. Srigley, Bryant, Williams, Arndt, and Shelton. Who's going to be the one to etch their name along with others as a winner of the NNSCRA Royal Rumble? Green flags out. Here we go for 10 laps at Talladega. Aaron Williams survived 7 rounds. Bryant survived 4. Shelton survived 3. Srigley survived 2. And Arndt survived 1 to make their way into this final 10-lap segment. There's your mindset right there early on. They're going to ride single file, relatively calm. There are no bonus points for leading laps or anything like that. Most of the drivers that I talked to before they headed out on track said you want to be out in front. That's where the trouble usually is not. Oh, Srigley may be eliminating himself from this competition soon. Well, nope, he kept it straight. And there goes Williams, there goes Shelton. Both spinning. Now they're still eligible. Williams punches the throttle, continues on. They're still eligible, but they may be out of it early. JT Bryant now leads. John Arndt behind him. Srigley back there in 3rd. Williams continues on, and Shelton's been able to get back on track as well. So all 5 are still on track, but they're awfully spread out right now. Well, maybe not for long. John Arndt has picked up the slipstream of JT Bryant. Bryant came in number 77. Arndt came in number 80. Trying to remember if we've ever had a driver come in the last entry and win the thing. I don't think we have. John Arndt all over the back bumper of JT Bryant. Now the question is, this is a restrictor plate track. Restrictor plate rules is Arndt going to need a drafting partner to get by JT Bryant. Looks to the inside. We'll know the answer very shortly. And Arndt going for the lead. Will he clear him off of 2? He will. There is Srigley. There is Williams, and there is Shelton. The problem for the 05, 78, 94, they don't have anybody to draft with. May come down between these 2, John Arndt, JT Bryant. On our 3rd lap, unless Bryant, boy, I'll tell you what, Arndt and Bryant have been going at each other's left rears. If they take each other out, that opens up the door for Joseph Srigley running all by himself. These guys got to be careful with each other how they're racing. They don't want to take each other out of this thing because they both want to win. Surprised they're not calling like a truce, a little bit of a gentleman's agreement. I'll draft with you, you draft with me. Then when we get to about 3 to go, then we'll settle it amongst ourselves. But for now, we really can't afford to allow Srigley, Williams, Shelton to reel us back in. We're on lap 4, about to complete it. Going on to lap 5, that's when we'll bring up the ticker. And Bryant! There's Bryant! They saved it! They saved it! They're still going! Bryant brings it back up, keeps it straight. John Arndt does the same. That might have allowed Srigley to close the gap up between these two, and now John Arndt out in front. It will now bring up the ticker. Oh my goodness. That was close. And now Arndt leading JT Bryant. Now does Bryant have enough time to reel Arndt back in? I'm surprised Srigley didn't close the gap up any more than he did. There he is. JT Bryant's not too far ahead. If he can hook up with JT, they may be able to run down the 90. Looks like Srigley's a little bit further away from Bryant, though, than Bryant is from Arndt. Bryant may be able to catch back up to Arndt here. At the line, completing lap 5, a little over a second, the gap between Arndt and Bryant. About 2 seconds back to Srigley. Aaron Williams way back there. 8 seconds behind the leader, and then there's Shelton now 10 seconds back. But I think Bryant has caught the draft of Arndt. I think Bryant may be able to reel Arndt back in. And if so, it may not be over between these two. Here comes Bryant. Oh boy, it ain't over yet. Look at the run he got through 3 and 4. Right up to the back bumper of the Xi Toyota. And here comes Bryant for the lead. Tremendous credit to both those drivers for keeping their cars straight when they both spun coming off 4. Bryant went through the infield grass. Somehow still able to reel in John Arndt. New leader, the 22. 3 to go when we hit the stripe next time. And now Arndt. I would say he'd be the one in the catbird seat right now because he has an option of either waiting until he dive bombs the 22 or he can try eliminating him. It's a lot easier to eliminate your opponent when you're behind them rather than when you're in front of them. And Arndt may be thinking about doing that. Nope, Bryant's going to give him a little leverage there. Move out of the way. Allow the inside line to be engulfed with that Toyota Camry. At the line, that was close. 3 1,000ths. Or 100ths, rather. These two keep it up. I don't know. Maybe we could have our closest ever Royal Rumble finish. I think that the closest Royal Rumble finish back in the very first one, I think it was either 6 or 8 1,000ths. I can't remember which. There is Srigley still running by his lonesome. Same for Williams, same for Shelton. All three basically taken out of this thing early. Though we can't really say that because JT Bryant, John Arndt racing each other like it's the last lap. Which is getting close to because we've got 2 to go now as they hit the stripe. Will these two take each other out? Srigley is hoping to God that they do. They almost did earlier, but they kept it together. Srigley was not able to capitalize. He may have one more shot, though, if the 22 and 90 race each other as hard as they were in the first half of this 10-lap segment. Out of turn 4, Arndt closes up the gap. Looking to the inside as they're going to come down through the middle of the tri-oval, heading to the line. The white flag is displayed. There you see the flagman waving it. White flag displayed one more time around. JT Bryant now. He's going to try and get the run down the back straightaway. Is Arndt to the front? Can Arndt hold off Bryant, or will Bryant have something for the 90 car? John Arndt trying to, with the last entry into this Royal Rumble, close the deal and win this race. Here's JT in the draft. Will he get some kind of a run coming out of 4? He's pulling right up to the back bumper. He is there. Looking to the inside. He turns the 90. The 90 saves it. Here we go. Brings it back up the track. JT lost ground. Lost momentum. Hanging onto it. John Arndt. And Arndt will complete the win here in the 6th annual NNSCRA Royal Rumble. And if I'm not mistaken, is the first driver to come in the very last entry and win the Royal Rumble event. JT, I don't know if that's a congratulatory bump or not. I would only assume it is because he had intentions of eliminating John Arndt from the picture of winning this race off of 4. Arndt kept his foot in the throttle, as did JT, but I think JT lost more momentum than John Arndt did. And John Arndt wins the battle back to the line and will capture the 6th annual NNSCRA Royal Rumble event. And they're driving through the grass. Man. So officially in this 10-lap segment, Arndt with the victory, JT Bryant 2nd, Strigley 3rd, Aaron Williams, Jessica Shelton 4th and 5th. They were pretty much eliminated from the win scenario very early in this thing. But what an unbelievable race and tremendous battling between the top 2, Arndt and JT Bryant, that entire race. Man, thank you all so much for watching. Took us 80 entries in a 10-lap segment to get here. But thank you all for sticking here. Hope you enjoyed this 6th annual NNSCRA Royal Rumble. I enjoyed bringing it to you. Congratulations once again to John Arndt as he makes history, comes in entry number 80, the very last entry, closes out the deal here in an amazing last lap, last corner if you will, to win this Royal Rumble event. Thank you once again everybody for watching. Thanks to everybody that signed up. If you enjoyed this Royal Rumble, be sure to give this video as well as the other parts 1 through 4, a like. Be sure to subscribe so that way you'll be a part of whenever this next one will be taking place, 7th Annual Royal Rumble. Still no idea of what time frame that'll be. Probably going to be taking a couple of months off before I end up doing that. There's also some other special events that will be coming up on this channel, including the endurance race at Thornton. Hope you'll tune in for that. Anthony McCurry will be joining me in the co-commentators booth for that. And also, we've got a special thing coming up as well. The Snickers Cup Series is kind of coming back with the 11th Annual Daytona 500. If you don't know what I'm talking about, the information for that video is down in the description as well. So once again, thank you everybody for watching. I will see you guys next time as you've been watching the 6th Annual Royal Rumble here on the NNSCRA Sports Channel, offline racing at its best.